Hello everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Sue. Today I'd like to do another episode of Margarete Miller's 52-week collage challenge, hashtag CW Planner number 23. We're very nearly up to date with halfway through the year. I didn't start mine until April. Everyone else kind of started in January, I think. So just checking so you can see me. So yeah, so I think we're nearly up to halfway through the year. So this time, this is the book we use. We've missed a page out there. Don't know how I managed to do that, but I did. This was last time. This was, oh, I don't know what that is. Something black that's on there. This was hashtag CW Planner 22, which is a bit unusual. I love the colours. Made a difference. You had to put some ribbon on, so it kind of made it into a bit of a rosette. Anyway, on to number 23. So the 5 prompts we have this time round are something that represents time, something woody or wood grain, an art scrap, something red, song lyrics or a song title, and the bonus is a photograph. So we're going to put all 6 items on. So this is what I've found for this one. So my woody or wood grain is this wood grain paper out of the heirloom pack. It's very light, woody. It looks like wood that's been, what's the word, bleached, kind of bleached wood. So we may put the whole piece down and cover the whole page with it. So it's in the background, I think. And that's that. Then something that represents time. I found a lovely pocket watch, a gold pocket watch with a lovely chain. We'll dull it down a bit with some Distress ink. Then we want an art scrap. So I was playing about with paints and things and my jelly plate and all of that. And I made these art scraps. Now actually this one, strangely enough, though it's got torn, it does look like the rings of wood, like, you know, when you cut into a tree, all the rings. So I really like that. I just love that swirly effect. And the other one I've picked out because I've got a few bits that I've done over time, you know, I just mess about with it some days. I've got this one which has got greens and blues and yellows and hints of red and browns and all sorts in it, and it's got hints of a stencil underneath, so that came out rather nice. So it'll be a piece of this, one of these that we'll use. And then we need something red. So I found this beautiful red velvet box in the shape of a heart with a red precious stone in it in the shape of a heart. I don't know whether that could be classed as a garnet or ruby or something similar, but it's very pretty and it just caught my eye and I thought, well, it's red. I don't have a lot of red stuff as such, really. So yeah, we're going to use that. And then we need song lyrics or a song title. So there's too many songs, but to go in with this kind of theme that I'm thinking of, I've written down the first verse of Hey Jude by the Beatles. So I've just written it in my own scrappy writing on some tea-dyed lined paper. And it's, hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. I'm not going to try singing it. I don't have the voice. And then the photograph, which is a bonus. I found this photograph, this beautiful, moody, black and white picture, really, of, I'd say this lady was from, it's hard to know whether she's from the early 20th century. So she's kind of 1900s-ish. Oh, she looks quite sad. So I thought the theme could be that, you know, she's lost her lover. Maybe he died in the war. You know, this is his pocket watch. And this would be a kind of fitting song for for him to sing to, you know, to let her back into his heart. Maybe he died in the war, or maybe he's jilted her. I don't know. Maybe this was a gift. Anyway, that's kind of what I've found. So, mad as a box of frogs, aren't I? I know. So let's put some of this wood, blonde wood down. And I've already gone round the edge of the page. I thought I wouldn't bore you with that today. Oh, sorry, I keep yawning today. I don't know what it is. It's awful, isn't it? So let's see. I want to keep that on the edge there, this lovely wood grain here. I want to keep all that. So I take off a strip of this, I think, down here. Like so. Shan't keep it because, so I use that page as a measure. So it's about there. So we'll just go a little bit above that and we'll have that piece like that. I think that would be nice. Yeah, well, okay, we'll just take that tiny edge off of here if we can. I'm no good at taking off the edge of something. If I can't do it, then we will leave it, I think. I'll just have a look for my tool that I use to go around the edge. Now, I did have it in this basket. But you know I have a black hole, don't you? A black hole where everything disappears. It's probably me who's at fault, but I'm just blaming this imaginary black hole. Here it is. Right. I'm just going to rough this up down here with this magical Crafter's Companion tool. Which is sometimes handy if you can't tear the edge off. We just ruffle up that bit. Although that's going to be in the crease of the book signature. This is not as easy as it looks. Very nifty little tool, look. Ever so cheap, about £2 I think that was. It's Crafter's Companion. Hardly use it, to be honest. It's like a lot of gadgets. That's why I made a conscious decision. I'm not buying loads of gadgets. I haven't got the room for them anyway. I really haven't. So, you know, I think you can get by. Crafting's all about, I think, using your mind and imagination and whatever you've got to hand. And some people say, oh, they can't craft because it's too expensive, but I don't think it has to be expensive. I think, you know, you can get away with using all sorts, you know, just use what you've got. And there's always charity shops, there's always sites online like the Graphics Fairy that will allow you to have something free, you know, some downloads. And if you join the crafting groups on YouTube, there's so many different groups. There's always free graphics on there, tags, you name it. So, you know, I think, so I'm using this horrible Collage. I don't like it, but we're going to use it. I'm going to put that down on here because it gives me a bit of wriggle room, wriggle time before it sticks down. I'm just going to open my window. I just thought, I haven't got it open, and I do need it open. Whew. Right, that's better. Nice fresh air, although it's not a nice day. So we could have a piece of this on here. It's very samey, but it's, well, I don't know if this is the right colour. Let's look at that in a minute. So I'll have to put these on here, and then we've got this lady. So I think this is a photograph. It's obviously a copy of a photograph. It's not actually a photograph as such on photographic paper, but it is a photograph from a book. I don't know who the lady is, but she's very, very beautiful indeed. Very beautiful. So we could cut that down a tiny bit more, like that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, hopefully you can still see me. Right, so we've got her. We could have that, could have her there. We've got, let's see, we've got this lovely jewel down here. So we're going to dull that down. So I'll get my glue book out so that we can get rid of the white edges. So I cut this out of one of my collage books. They've come in very, very handy when they were a gift. And when, well, one was for my husband. I think, yeah, I don't know if he bought me one or two, but when I first got them, I thought, oh no, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. But you know, I didn't know then I would be doing Margarete Miller's 52-week collage challenge. So they have come in very, very handy. So that's that dulled down. We might as well do the pocket watch while we've got the ink out. So I'm just using my, guess what I'm using? My vintage photo. I do like it. So I'm going to start a new series of an altered book. It's going to be in the Bohemian / Gypsy style. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Never made an altered book. The altered book I'm using is one I watched Gail Agostinelli back in 2019 or sometime back then. I had this book that I tried to read and I didn't like, and it was one from a charity shop, so I didn't have any guilt about taking pages out of it. And I decided that I was going to, sorry, I'm just concentrating on this for a minute. I was going to let's ink around there. What was I saying? Yeah, so I thought, oh, I'll sit and actually go through this video and do this book alongside Gail, which I did. Put it on the shelf and never looked at it from that day to this because I didn't have the confidence really, or the tools or anything. You know, I didn't have anything really. I sort of started out by watching YouTubers, different channels like Gail's, and I think we'll have that there and that there, and then maybe we'll have this watch. Actually, yeah, that's the right way. We'll have that up there, I think, and then a piece of scrap. So maybe we will have a piece of this because it will just, I don't know which piece goes better. That let's have a look. Let's tear down the ripped bit anyway, because it's already ripped. So we've gone against the grain, so I'm just going to tear it back down the other way. This is on watercolour paper, which is a lovely medium for doing any arty sort of work, you know, with different art mediums. I think maybe we'll have a piece of that here, like so. I don't really want to use that. I think that will be fine. Okay, so we'll ink around this. Yeah, so I put it on the shelf and I never looked at it, and then I've seen a few altered books recently and thought it made me remember back to this book, and I thought, oh, I must get that down and have a look at it. And I've already ripped out the pages, paper clipped, glued down some, paper clipped others, so it's all kind of ready to go really. Then maybe we could get something to put in there, like a flower or something. Would be nice, I think. I would like to round the corners of this picture for some reason, so I'm just going to see if this corner rounder will. Yes, it will. It's on quite good quality paper. So let's put that back over there. Okay. Yeah, so just adjust the camera slightly. I don't know if you can actually see me or what's going on. It looks very, from this angle looking up, it looks very dark, but it's daylight. I've got the light on in the main light, and I've got my light on the desk light, so that's a bit better, isn't it? Anyway, okay, right, let's get these down. So we'll use some we'll use a glue stick for this thin bit of paper. If I can find my glue stick, here it is. So I'm finishing off this Yoo-hoo stick. Oh, I think it's finished. It is. Right, we won't be using that. Hooray, it's gone. Okay, we'll use some art glitter glue then. And we'll just give it a very light coat. Because I know art glitter glue can show up under fine paper. One of the YouTubers did comment on that on one of my chat videos. Maybe we were talking about glues, I think, and she said beware of art glitter glue. It can show through your paper if it's very fine. So we'll just give that a press down. Okay, let's put her down next. Let's just go round the edge, take that. I know it's a dark photo, but we're just taking that white off. Okay. So I've got about 10 more of those Yoo-hoos. They look like Prick sticks. The design on the packaging is very similar, but they are Yoo-hoos. So I'm going to have to use those up. I thought I'd ordered my Scotch, but I haven't actually ordered those yet. So just as well, really, because otherwise I won't use the Yoo-hoo ones, will I? Okay, so I've put that further down there. So now we're going to have, we might have that there. We're going to have this here over her shoulder. Nice to make up a little story or theme, you know, for your collages. Actually, it does. I think it helps, you know, helps to make them a bit more cohesive. Let's see, we want pocket watch is like that, and it's actually saying that it's just gone 10 past 10. put that there, or have that there and have this pocket watch there. So we've got the wood grain, something that represents time, the art scrap here, something red, photograph, and the lyrics of a song. Okay, let's put this down. And now we'll put this down. Okay, so I have that there, I think, like so. Okay, maybe we'll just have this last little piece of this, the end of that other piece. Oh, this paper is very fibrous. We will, let's go around the edge of that. Like so, and maybe we'll just have that kind of here. Maybe. Well, actually, maybe we'll have this down here, just there, like that. Okay, all right, let me just get my flowers out. I'll pin the glue. Where is the pin? There it is. Take that. Oh, big lump of glue off that was all around the bottom of it. Okay, I just literally have to turn round, and we've got, maybe we'll find a sticker or something, or a flower. I don't know if any of those Tim Holtz flowers are red. That would be quite nice to have something. Oh, look at that lovely rose, isn't that lovely? That's too big though. So let's put those in there. Oh, we've got a nice butterfly. Bit too busy with that. What else have we got in here? We want something fairly small, but the right colour really. That's quite small there. This would be lovely, this red. I wonder if I could actually cut that off. I think I might. So let's cut that away from that yellow one. There. Just going to take some of this edging off. That's the only thing I don't like about these. They've got a lot of white around them. Like that. I hope I'm still in frame. I'm just cutting the white off anyway. I'm not, if you can't see me properly, I'm not missing much. Right. Okay, it's a bit better. We will ink round it, but it just makes it a bit more improved, and we can still use that one at another day. Okay, so let's ink round this. I nearly had a crafter launch then. One of Juliet Camellia Crafts Designs crafter launches. Okay, let's use the tried and tested Beacon 3-in-1. Gosh, I've used this quite quickly, this new bottle. Just shows you how much more crafting I'm doing now than I was initially, which is good. Now, how do we want this? We'll have it kind of there so we don't impede the lyrics that are written in my horrible scrappy handwriting. Oh, let's put the lid back on that. Okay, now do we want anything else at all? We've got a bit of a gap here, so what about if we try and find a label to stick on there or something? Have a look in this box. Shabby Dabby Doodah, Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah's definitions are in here. Tracy at Love Junk Journal is in here, and also now I've put in Angela Kerr's typewritten letters. What about if we put beautiful up there? She is beautiful. Yeah, I think we were going to use beautiful, you know. This is one of Angela Kerr's typewritten words. I'm just going to take off the edges like so, and then we are going to ink round like so. And what can we put underneath it to make it stand out a bit? I have got some scraps of webbing. Well, I know what we could use. We could use a tiny bit of, let me get my scrap material box out again. And probably in here we will probably find a scrap of lace. We have got some white, which not really, well actually it's not white, it is an off-white, so let's use that. That's very pretty. I like that. That was easy to decide. I think I'm making decisions a lot quicker these days than I was originally. I think this is the right side. So we could put that along here and have that word on it. We'll cut a little bit off the edge. So that little bit then will go in my scrap jar. So I've got a scrap jar for tiny bits. I have a box, that Christmas box with bigger bits of scraps. Mainly things that I wouldn't tend to use much. Okay, we're going to put that down. And then what else have I got? Oh, and then I've got about 3 small drawers full of lace and a drawer full of what do you call them, embellishment type, oh, they're not embellishments, they're material things, not lace, not ribbon. I can't think of the word, I'm really sorry. I can't think of the word. So I'm going to put that there, like that. Oh, I think that's pretty. And that's it. I don't think we're going to put anything else on it. Okay. Yeah, my drawers need a good clean out though of my lace. I need to put them all on like a card or something, to be honest. I'll put that up there because they've all got kind of, they're all in bags, so I thought maybe I could find an hour or two, try and put them into colour order, and put them on some pieces of card and wind them round and do them that way. So anyway, that's for another day when I feel in the mood actually. Okay, so this is hashtag CWPlanner23. We have something that represents time of this lovely gold pocket watch. We have the wood grain paper on the back behind here. We have an art scrap, which is one of mine, which is actually a bit wood grainy, so that's kind of fits in very nice. Something in red, we have this beautiful red velvet heart-shaped jewellery box with a beautiful heart-shaped, it could be a ring actually. It's hard to know what that is, but it's actually a heart-shaped jewel of some sort, whether it's ruby, garnet, or what it is. And then we have bonus is the photograph of this beautiful lady who looks quite sad. She's very beautiful. It's possible that her fiance maybe gave her this, went off to war or something, and she got his pocket watch back because he didn't return. And I've just written down the lyrics of a song that I like, and it's one of the Beatles songs, so I do like their songs. And sometimes I ask Alexa to play Beatles songs and I'll listen to them while I'm crafting off camera. And it's called Hey Jude by the Beatles, and I'll just read out the first verse. It's, hey Jude, don't make it bad, take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart, then you can start to make it better. And then we've just added a couple of more bits on to fill in some of the space. So we've got a little label that says beautiful, because she is beautiful, she really is. And we've got a red rose to kind of fit in with the romantic lost love theme. And that's my hashtag CWPlanner23. So I just lift that up nearer to the camera for you to see. I hope you like it. It's very different from our previous ones, but they're all slightly different. But yeah, I don't know if I'm developing a style or not yet. I don't really know. But I know one thing, I really thoroughly enjoy doing these. It's great. So, have a good week, everyone. This will probably be the last video for today, Monday. So, I will see you again soon. I'm not sure when you'll get to see this video, though. It could well be kind of Wednesday or Thursday. Anyway, take care, everyone. And happy crafting, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.